Hello everyone, Treyman1 here. We're back with another Pokemon Sun and Moon anime review. Today we're covering episode 90, the last episode of this month. We won't be getting another episode till October the 7th when they have their new day and time. So I'll go ahead and get into the summary of this episode, and I'll go ahead and give a quick thoughts on the previous episode because I did not upload a review on that episode. So let me go ahead and do that first. In episode 89, we ended up learning the story of Poipole's world. In my opinion, this was a really good episode, and it was a great background episode. So we got to figure out what's going on, why did Poipole get sent here, why is Necrozma attacking, and what happened to Ultra Necrozma, how did it lose his life. I'm really glad that we had this episode to basically explain everything before we got into like the big final clashes, episode 90. So overall, I enjoyed this episode a lot. But I really enjoyed episode 90, so let's go ahead and get right into the summary of episode 90. The episode continues right off from where 89 had left off, where basically Ash and the others had used their Z moves to try to basically break Solgaleo out of this state that it was in, this Necrozma state, and also to try to restore the light power to Necrozma, so it become Ultra Necrozma. It ended up breaking Solgaleo out, but it didn't bring Necrozma back to Ultra Necrozma. And this is where Ultra Necrozma, well, regular form Necrozma just starts attacking them. I was like, oh my goodness. We then get to continue the battle with Kukui and Faba versus Team Rocket. And basically, in this scene, we get to see Kukui bring out Incineroar and his Z-Ring. And it shows off to Faba that he's actually the Master Royale. Faba just freaks out after seeing this. Kukui ends up beating Gozu, and Team Rocket ends up trying to retreat. I just love Faba's reaction to find out that Kukui was the Master Royale because he's a fan of the Master Royale. But it's going to be interesting to see how this will play out, considering the fact that Faba actually knows who the Master Royale is now. And will Faba tell the others, or what's going to happen with that? I'm pretty sure Faba will keep the secret, though. The Matori Matrix then ends up trying to go into the Ultra Wormhole to basically try and ruin, basically bringing out Ultra Necrozma. But this is when Tapu Koko actually comes through. He takes out the engine of the ship and blocks them off from going in. This is where the Matori Matrix has to flee. And now this scene is actually interesting. Since their ship is damaged, I'm pretty sure they would not be able to make it back to Kanto. So I'm guessing they're going to stay in Alola and Melemele Island for a while. Now this is interesting for the future of the Sun and Moon anime, because this could mean that Giovanni will have to come and basically save, well not save, but come and retrieve his members. And this could lead to an arc where we maybe go back to Naganadale's home, see Poipole and the others, and basically Team Rocket will try to take over and obtain Ultra Necrozma. I could see that happening in the future, considering the fact that it doesn't seem like Giovanni's plans in Alola are finished just yet, and that they're just slowly building up to the big reveal. Possibly Rainbow Rocket. We'll have to wait and see on that. The festival is then about to begin, the one that they mentioned in the beginning of this arc that happens every 22 years. And as the Tapus and the Kahunas are giving their energy, the people of Alola begin to notice and start to do this as well, as the eclipse is about to happen. Ash and the others end up reaching out to the Aether Foundation to notify them of this as well. And basically, they're basically all trying to give their energy to Necrozma, who's still basically attacking the other. Now this one scene was really crazy, seeing Necrozma just fully attack all the Ultra Guardians that were in basically Ultra Space. It's like crazy to see this because Necrozma was just going off full power, like my gosh. This is when all of the Kahunas started to use their Z moves. And basically this is when Dustmane Necrozma. My bad, I confuse it with Solgaleo sometimes. But basically, this is where Dustmane Necrozma basically ends up breaking out. And at this moment, this is where Ash and Gladion have an idea. Lunala ends up throwing Gladion the Lunalium Z, and both Ash and Gladion end up using the Perspective Z moves, using that last bit of energy to give to Necrozma. And this is when Ultra Necrozma bursts back out into the world. Once this happens, all of Poipole's world becomes restored because of Necrozma's light. And it was just really amazing to see this. Like, I really do hope we get to come back to the Naganadale's home and see this world again. Hopefully, maybe when Giovanni comes to Alola. But that we have to wait and see when the time comes. The Ultra Wormhole is then beginning to close as Ash and the others are getting ready to go. Poipole ends up calling out saying that it's going to actually stay in his home. And now this scene was very, very emotional and sad because this is Poipole's release. And basically, we got so attached to Poipole throughout this whole arc of the series, the Ultra Guardians arc. Seeing that it had to go was just devastating to see. Poipole actually wanted to stay so it can protect his home even more. And basically, because, the whole goal was to find Poipole's world and return it to his home. And now that Poipole has returned home, Ash has to release it. And it was just so devastating seeing like Ash like this, because he had to release another Pokemon and he grew so attached to Poipole. I was really hoping Poipole stayed till at least after the league. But then again, with the whole Giovanni thing, I do believe Poipole could end up reuniting with Ash and the others in the future, and possibly joining Ash in the league as an Naganadel. That would be really cool. Note, Poipole actually still wears the Ultra Guardian necklace, so Ash will know next time that this is his buddy Poipole. This is a way that he can, tell this Poipole from any other Poipole in that Ultra space. Now, the ending of this episode was what really, really, really made me feel really amazed at how Sun and Moon handled this. What they did was Poipole began to draw, and as Poipole was drawing, we saw flashbacks of all the moments Ash and Poipole had together, where Poipole was in his home without light, and how basically they ended up playing the opening. The first few scenes were scenes from the opening of Poipole in his home, sad. It sees the light of hope. It goes through the Ultra Wormhole. It meets up with Ash. Then we just see many of the moments that N and Ash had together. And this was a very nice way to end off basically the Future Connections theme with one more time, us hearing this theme, showing off all the moments that Poipole and Ash had together. It was really touching to see this as well. And as Ash and the others are going back into the wormhole, Poipole ends up telling them that he loves Ash and Pikachu one last time before they go. And you just see Ash look so heartwarmed by this as he tells Poipole that he loves it too and goes back home. Now, this was a really nice way to end the episode, playing the opening as the ending song, basically. That was really amazing how they did that. And then they didn't even have to be continued at the end. So this was just like amazing way to end off Poipole's story. And I really, really do hope we get to see Poipole again. What I liked about this arc with Poipole the most is that Poipole basically learned throughout this arc. It learned, an episode, it learned a new move. It learned, how, basically, it learned about Alola and their traditions. They even learned more about, with the Miniors of, this was a whole learning arc for Poipole. A whole getting to, learn to trust Ash and the others, to see a different world, basically, for Poipole. And for Ash and the others to go and help Poipole help Poipole's world get restored back to the way it was. It was really, really a nice arc, in my opinion. I really did enjoy it from start to finish. As the festival was basically ending, we got to see a silhouette of Ultra Necrozma in Alola, and that scene was also very amazing. Considering the fact that how huge it was, like, my gosh, I did not know Ultra Necrozma was this big. And it was basically just a really nice way to end off this arc. Now, I don't believe this is the end of the Ultra Guardians arc. I do believe that throughout the series, we'll also get to see the other Ultra Beasts like Pheromosa, Kartana, and Guzzlord. And then this will be building up to when Giovanni comes back and possibly tries to get Ultra Necrozma. That's how I see it happening. I don't think this is the end of Poipole, and I don't think this is the end of the arc, the Ultra Guardians arc. But this is the end of Poipole's arc, and it was a really nice one in my opinion. Overall, they handled this arc very well. They handled it much better than the Solgaleo arc, which I know a lot of people have an issue with. But this arc they handled very well from start to finish, with the action, the backstory, and it was just overall amazing arc. I really did enjoy seeing Gladion with the Ultra Guardians. Get to see Gladion grow some more, and all the Pokemon helped out in this arc as well, by giving energy to fully restore Ultra Necrozma, which was also really nice to see as well. I love when all the other Pokemon get to help. It's not just Ash and Pikachu. That was really, really cool to see. Also, the Z moves. That was very nice to see, especially seeing Ash and Solgaleo use their Z moves again. And to see Gladion use the Lunala Z move. Now, I really do hope, but I don't think this is going to happen. Ash gets Solgaleo, Gladion gets Lunala. They fight it out in the league. I hope that happens. That would be so amazing. They both have the Z rings and Z crystals, so it could end up happening. We really don't know if Sun and Moon. They could pull that if they want to, but for now we just have to wait and see. Overall, this arc was simply amazing. It was also really cool to see the real band actually make an appearance in this episode. The three that sung Future Connections. It's like basically your send off to the song. That was really cool to see as well. And I'm really glad that Sun and Moon did that. That was a really nice moment right there. I do wonder, how will they be able to reach Poipole again? And also, how will Giovanni and the others be able to get back to Ultra Necrozma? Of course, Sogale and Lunala are back in our world, but it'll be interesting to figure out how will, like, if the whole Giovanni plot that I predicted does come to be true, how will basically that turn out to be? How would it get back to the world of Naganadels, or will Naganadel and them come to our world? I really don't know, but we'll have to wait to see on that one, guys. In the comment section down below, let me know what you guys thought of this episode and this arc. Overall, I enjoyed the whole arc and the episode from start to finish. This was the best episode of this entire arc, and it's definitely one of my favorite episodes of the Sun and Moon anime. This episode was simply amazing and great. Animation was amazing and beautiful. Just everything about this episode, the emotions, the action, everything. I really did enjoy it a lot. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all enjoy. Treyman1, peace out.